What do I do for a living? Oh, I'm in marketing, yeah. Patch is out. Did the patch just come out? Am I going to get kicked out of this? If I cast some Silver League, will you co-cast with me? No. Not until you drop the whole DDR thing. All right, here we go. Game number 1. USA F versus Belarus A. Let's go. It's like I've never casted before, you know, figuring out where the play button is. I'm going to speed up through the first part of the games. You know, just to keep it moving here. We got USA in the red and in the yellow. So we got Soccer's Med and Big Tuna playing for the USA. Their civs are Mayans and Khmer. This is on Arabia. And in the Russian team, we have Ethiopians and Berbers. Now, you can't lame the elephants or the rhinos, so it looks like Soccer's Med is coming around to try and find the sheep, which he hasn't found. And I think there's still potentially some... Yeah, he didn't find his own goats. So he sacrificed time to go forward and lame his opponent's goats. And that's not going to pay off for him. Patch would break the recordings. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Look at Soccer's Men being super annoying with the Mayans. And it looks like it's kind of... Guys, it's affected green. Like, that was good to bring that elephant in with one last hit on it. But you could tell green was super distracted by that. Really, really distracted by that. So that's kind of funny to see. So Berbers and Ethiopians, Cavalry and Archer Civ, and Khmer and Mayans. Once again, Cavalry and Archer Civ. The ideal composition for 2v2s in Castle Age is one player going crossbow and the other player going knight. So that's what we're going to see, I think. I've never casted before. I was just asking for your help growing the community. Don't try that on me, Chup. I invented that strategy. Don't even try it on me. I know all your tricks. I know all of your tricks. You won't get any pity from me. Alright, so yellow's on the way to Feudal Age first. Blue is also on the way to Feudal Age. Looks like they're both going to go for a scout build into some knights in Castle Age, just like I thought. I'll actually speed up a little bit more here. We can just zoom right through these recorded games until something interesting starts happening. Yellow actually taking a good scout fight against blue. I don't know if you guys remember, but in the, I think it was like the Swiss Red Bull tournament or something, Oldushek actually matched up against Viper, I think, in one round. Alright, so our Khmer player going for a stable right away. Doesn't need a barracks. It's a nice little bonus, but sometimes you get punished because you don't have a barracks for spearmen to defend against the scout rush from your opponent, so... See what happens there. Only one archery range here from red. And he didn't go for a drush, so... Okay, there's the second archer range. A little bit late from him, but it seems alright. It was semifinals. Viper versus Aladushek. That's what I thought. Alright, so Aladushek walling up behind this. He's made a couple scouts. Khmer players made a few scouts. He's going to get the walls down. So these guys aren't going to go heavy into feudal. They're just going to make enough feudal pressure to make sure that they're safe. And yo, Javster, thanks for coming in with that Prime Gaming subscription. Yellow hops in the house with the villager. We can slow down now. Now that blue is in yellow's base, but yellow has 5 scouts, so yellow can defend against this successfully. Blue adding a spearman, which what I mentioned before is that yellow can't add that because he doesn't have a barracks, because he didn't need to build one. Blue's done a little bit of damage in idle time. He managed to kill a scout from yellow, but yellow's going to get the walls down, so... This scout rush from blue doesn't mean a whole lot. He actually added in a couple extras, too. He added in, like, 2 more scouts. I think he would have been fine with 3, to be honest. Like, once he saw yellow's walls, he should have just, you know, stopped production and gone up to the next age, but it's not the worst thing in the world to add a few extra. He's still adding them? I don't agree with that. Your ally should have told you by now that he's fully walled. You know that you have a couple spearmen. And you have some scouts left over. Like, what are these really going to do? We'll see. Green has found the archers from red coming across the map, and this is going to be terrible for red.
2 years ago in Puerto Vallarta. Tell her I'll put my swim trunks on for her anytime she likes.
Silver League Pog.
Yo, Rum Pirate. Thank you for 3 months, my dude. Silver League Pog indeed, and Pog for fucking believe_me. I believed in him, dude. I was coming over here. I saw that green dot. I knew he was going to clean up, and he did. He cleaned up all the army from red as it was coming across, and that's the last thing you want to see. If you're the archer player and you get all of your force cleaned up like that, and your base is, you know, your wood lines are exposed and stuff like that, that's the last thing you want to have happen. And I was shitting on the scouts, additional scouts from blue, but like if red gets all his army cleared up and green's here to back him up, they can punch their way through over here. They can harass this area over here. They can harass this wood line, potentially go around this way. It's going to be really tough for red to stop. Yo, Laser Bulldozer. Thank you, my dude. Enjoy your ban. If my mods are... No mods? Are you casting with a controller? Why is that always everyone's first question? And Lazy Bulldozer is back. He's back. Bunny Warren banned him, but Bunny Warren didn't remove the ban. You were banned? Yeah, that's what happens to subs here. You're back, though. That question's kind of funny. How is it funny? What would be different about casting with a... How is that even different? USAF? Yeah, USAF, dude. It's a good team. We got Big Tuna. What do you got against Big Tuna? Rude Skag? So are you? No! My first question is if you're a mailman. Is that some sort of weird mom joke? Whoa, the Khmer player is almost up to castle age. He is almost up to castle age. He's got 38 vills in comparison to Aladushek, who has 39. And is just now at 20%. So the Khmer player didn't get wheelbarrow, which is the strategy with Khmer lots of times. And blue did get wheelbarrow, so that explains the villager difference and the uptimes. Here comes blue and green, though. Green is the only player that hasn't clicked up to the castle age. So if they can do damage here, that would be super sick before red can get his upgrades. He will be up in about 40 seconds to a minute here. Green's going to try and take out as much army as he can. He probably knows this army is dead now. It's good micro from him. Take out all the scouts from yellow. Take out a bunch of numbers from red. But still, he's going to lose his entire military here. Tries to take out one more villager. Might even get a second one. Yes. So, like, what, 20 military he took out and 2 villagers? It's something. It's not great to lose your entire military before you get to castle age and get to upgrade it, but it is something. Live patch note reading after the cast? All right, I'll do it. Did your team advance in Silver League? Yes, we won 3-0, and I think we're going to win our next set 3-0 as well. There's a tree behind this stable. For anyone that thinks there's a wall, there is a tree. Oladuchek has a couple idols here, but he is Berbers, and he will get the camels on the field to deal with the knights from the Khmer player. Meanwhile, red coming across here. Green building up his forces again. He's actually gone for a third archer range. Interesting. I like that decision, considering he lost all of his stuff here, and he probably knows he has an eco lead over red. Just judging by the amount of idle time they put him through and the 2 villagers he killed. I like increasing your military production. So he's going to have a similar amount of crossbows when he does get to Castle Age. And remember, he's Ethiopians. So his crossbows will fire faster. Meanwhile, on this side, straight up Knights versus Camels. Blue is going to push yellow away. Yellow is on 1, 2, 3 TCs. Blue added his second one here. And red is just straight up going for university. We'll see if green... Will green go for university as well? He has a lot of wood in the bank, boys. He could. Dude, he could go for another archery range. There's the university right there. Should probably place a market. I saw a market from red balancing his eco, and I would love to see one from green, but he's going to opt for a second TC before that. So he's going triple archery range, university, second TC. That's hard to manage. That is very difficult to manage. And while he was getting up to Castle Age, while he was getting those upgrades, red managed to sneak his way straight past green's base and right to blue. And remember, blue was going Camels. So blue is going to have some difficulty, actually a ton of difficulty dealing with this. His Camels are out of position. He's not Indian, so he doesn't get the extra Pierce armor. And now he's pushed off gold. That World Cup 2v2, the spreadsheet, guys, has the brackets. So if you don't want to get spoiled about this series, I would advise maybe not scrolling through the brackets. Oh, look at this. This has to be painful for blue. Idled off half of his farms. Idled off his gold. And he's signaling to green. He's like, man, they're here. They're here. They're here. And green is, look, green's trying to find the way through the base. And blue's like, they're here, man. And green's like, I'm here. And blue's like, well, that doesn't help me. They're here. I mean, I don't really care about USAF, to be honest. Why not? Why not, dude? Why not? Are you going to be an elitist? Do you only like extremely high level play? I mean, these guys, their average rating is 1715. They're pretty good players. They're both in the top 1,000. All right, Camels engaging now against the Knights. Camels are going to wipe up the Knights, and then they're going to clear up these crossbows from red. But at what cost, right? Blue's going to lose all his numbers. He was idled over here for a long time. His economy is looking pretty messy. Sure, they'll swing it back the other way, but like, remember, blue hasn't been on gold this entire time. So he hasn't been producing military. And then that gave red some time to push green's base again. And it looks like green just couldn't afford the production from these 3 archery ranges, because he was pushed off gold earlier, and he opted for second TC over a market. Well, we just have so many top-level players in the USA that I don't have the energy to watch USAF. These guys are not very far away from the top USA team. Like, they're not that far away, to be honest. As red dives in here with yellow's support, too. And this is what happens when you go Camels in a 2v2 instead of Knights. Unless you're Indians, I think Camels is probably a bad idea for, like, the Berber player, because he can't deal with these crossbows. They could have had an easy wipe up there if those were Knights instead of Camels. But instead, he lost his entire numbers, or all of his numbers, and now he can't really come and help. He's going to send these Camels over, but, like, what did these really do? Red's going to be killing all the units in this fight. And USAF with all the momentum here. Isn't 17 plus, like, top 1%? Yeah, it's literally top 1%. Top 1,000 in the world. And I'm pretty sure Big Tuna is just doesn't play 1v1s. He's got like, I looked up his account and he's got like a 75% win rate in 1v1s.
Ow.
Yeah, he must have a Tuna must have a Smurf account where he plays 1v1s, or he's just a straight up team game player. That's possible too. Too bad team game rating is screwed. Yeah. And Red's on the way to Imperial Age. Red is on the way to Imperial Age. 56 villagers with the Mayans. 49 military too. And they're back at Blue's base again. And like, these Camels, man. Like, okay, fine. You're going to take a fight against the fucking Knights. That's great. But as soon as you come near these crossbows, the Camels are going to be so useless. I feel like maybe 4 or 5 Camels at the beginning of Castle Age, you know, to deal with the Knights in that first engagement. But then you gotta start making Knights, my dude. Like, the signaling is constant, too. He's just constantly telling Green where they are. Green probably should have made a market at this point, after that first engagement, where they were really confused. Probably should have made one so he knows what's going on with his ally. Blue's even fighting with villagers here. Probably unintentional misclick there. And now Yellow is on the way to the Imperial Age as well. Ice Cream, I think your boys, I think USAF are going to take this first game rather convincingly too. Like, look at the pressure. Every single time they come over here, Red starts hitting Green again. So, like, Green was all the way in Blue's base, and then Red showed up with an army, and Green has to come back. It's really, really good pressure from USA. They have great teamwork here. And watch, Camels. Oh, no. Camels against crossbows on a hill. More Knights coming in from the Khmer player. Blue finally adding a few Knights, but you see the Camels just melt. It's like only with Indians can you get away with that. I think he killed 2 Arbalists. There's a body right there, and there was a body over here. And now Khmer Elephants coming in as well, and Green clearing up the Arbalists from Red, so that's a good fight finally for Green. But there's so much going on over here. The entire army from Blue is dead. These units are glitching all over the... Is that just me? What's going on with these units? It feels like they're... Look at the lumberjacks. Is that like the frame rate, dude? Look, they're like robots. It's not even worth watching this fight. We all know what happens with this fight. It doesn't matter that there's a TC there. It doesn't matter. Green's gonna die. Blue's gonna die. We're all gonna die someday, but they're dead today. Check your Steam. I know the update's here. It's a terrible time for the update. Because if I update my game, I can't cast these Rex. And I can't cast any other Silver League Rex. So there goes my content. All right, you could see exactly what happened there. 61 army for Red was really great production from him. I think he added like 2 or 3 more ranges when he hit Castle Age, similar to Green, but Green just couldn't find the opportunities to take the fights. And Blue with that KD, I mean that's mostly Camels there. And Camels maybe not the best choice. I think Knights work better in every single way in that matchup. Soccer carry? Yeah, I would say so. Soccer did a really good job there. What's up, Wame Wame? Replays? Hey! All right, game number 2. This would be Belarus's home map. Oh wait. We gotta update the score. Hey, there we go. And it's gonna be Nomad, boys. It's gonna be Nomad. So we've got Portuguese for red, and we've got Lithuanians for yellow from the US team. And then on the other team, we have, let's say, Ladushek playing with the Malians, and his ally is playing as the Persians. So obviously Persians and Malians, the much better civ combination than Lithuanians and Portuguese. Now Portuguese are good for Team Nomad because you can see what your ally sees. And Lithuanians obviously good for Nomad because you get a bit of extra food. But Persians and Malians, I mean, they can both get the fishing ships out early, the docks up early. Malians save on wood, and then Persians, faster working docks, faster working TCs, really, really benefits them. And of course, if your opponent decides to go for a douche on you, your TC will be alive for a lot longer than a normal one. So Persians benefit you in a lot of different ways here. I think Belarus is going to have a pretty firm advantage in this game. We'll just speed up through the first part here. I like to kind of keep an eye on what they've scouted. So Aladushek has a great starting location. He's got the berries. He's got water nearby. He's got a boar. He's got deer. He's got a woodline. That's really, really good. All he needs to find is gold, and there's gold right here, which he will scout eventually. He hasn't done so yet, but he'll get there. Probably in the nick of time as well. Red, I mean, red has food, and red has wood. He's got some gold access nearby. I don't really love the way this TC is placed against the woodline, but sometimes, especially with all the hills in these maps, sometimes you just got to get the TC down, right? So decent spot for red, and decent spot also for yellow. He's got some food here, gold access, stone access, wood access, and obviously a boar under the TC. Green, same thing. Gold, stone, wood, boar, deer. Everything he needs to survive and to boom. So if you want indicators on, like, if you're playing Nomad and you're wondering, is my start doing well? Like, am I doing good for a Nomad start? Usually you want to be like 23, 24 pop by minute 10. And you can see right now that green is doing incredibly well. Because he's sitting at 21 pop by 8.5 minutes. Now, part of that is that he's Persians. He got the food, the dock out faster with the fishing ship. And part of it also was that he placed his TC really quickly. So it's a very good start for him. We can look at blue. He's at 22 pop. Red, 21, which is also decent. And yellow 21 as well. So you can already see the Malian and Persian bonuses kicking in with them being a few villagers ahead of their enemies. Finally a Nomad match? I know, right? I know. I was watching Nomad team games the other day with like MBL and Viper and everyone, which is pretty funny. I really enjoyed those. I like watching their point of view when they're doing Arabia games, but like Nomad's just so much more interesting in my opinion. Because every game is different. Like Arabia, it feels like you can have one-off games, but for the most part, the games are pretty standard. Whereas on Nomad, like anything can happen, which I just love. All right, so red's dock is quite near to blue's dock. We'll probably see some water pressure over here, but red is going to have to be careful because blue is 30-odd% ahead of him to feudal age. And blue with the Malians can save on the wood for the extra docks. Green's dock is over here. I don't think he's scouted yellow. Yellow found a general location for him, and the sheep disappeared over here. So yellow has to know that green is near there. But in terms of green's line of sight, yeah, green has no idea where they are. He's looking down here. He's going to know that there's no players in this general area. But he has no idea where to go with Navy or where to go with land military as of yet. Ornlu's Nomad tourney might help with that. Throw money at him. How much money do you think I have? I'm not throwing money at anyone. Throw money at myself. I got legal fees to pay. Ice Cream knows that joke. USAF is a hilarious team name. It's literally their team. F in the chat for USAF, I guess. All right, so red is going for archery range. Do not agree. But we'll see how it plays out. I've never had a good experience going archers on Nomad. It feels like you want to go for units that have like high impact, you know, something like knights, something like your unique unit, something with mobility. And archers are none of those things. You really have to mass them to get anything done. See how it plays out for him. It's not going to help him that his fish are going down either. And there's really nothing he can do about this. Like, if we look, he's not producing any military out of his docks. He doesn't have any other villagers over here, so he's just going to lose that eco. And blue is going to have a free fish boom. He's already added a third dock over here just for the fish. He's blocking in that fire galley with the fishing villager, which is actually... She got... She thick, boy. She thick. She's stopping that whole ship from leaving. Interesting. Everyone just FCs on Nomad, it seems, these days. Well, the thing about Nomad now is that the resource distribution is a lot more even than it used to be. So, like, you can always have a consistent start on DE Nomad. And this World Cup 2v2 map is even better, like, than the DE Nomad generation. So, I think getting to Castle Age was a problem in the past, and you could punish people for going FC by making some feudal units of your own. But I think now, when it's so easy to just FC, by the time you get there with feudal units, the other player's already going to be in Castle Age, and you're going to be in trouble. As green finds the fish from yellow, that's a great find from green. That's really, really good scouting from Believe Me, to find these fish up here and to take care of them. So green, free fish boom, and blue, free fish boom. And meanwhile, yellow and red are just going for land pressure. Red's going to show up here, but by the time he's in a position to do any damage, he is in the Castle Age, but by the time he's like actually over here to hit all this stuff, blue's going to be in Castle Age with the potential of sending out knights. And a couple knights can deal with this very, very easily. Nice walls there from blue. Yeah. In a second stable. Good teamwork here from red and yellow to send knights over with those crossbows. But they're going to have to do a whole lot of damage to compensate for the fact that they have no fish. Their fish has been wiped up, and blue has a ton of fish. And blue actually making a demo. I love that play. I love it. He deletes it, gets rid of one crossbow and wounds another. That play has so much potential, especially if they kill this palisade instead of the other one. He was just one split second too late with that. Blue's in a nasty spot for expanding. Yeah, but if they ever clear this up, right? Like he can make do with this stuff. I don't know why he's on the food here. He should be on the wood or on this deer, but if he can clear this up, he'll be fine, and he can probably last here for he can last off these resources for another 5 or 6 minutes. And that'll give his ally time too. Like, look at this. 3 stable knights from the Persian player. Only possible because he has fish. And now he's going to show up to Red's base. And this is the problem with going crossbow. Like, all your crossbow are out of position over on this side of the map trying to hit the enemy. There's knights in your base. What do you make to respond to these knights? You make nothing. You just go garrison in the TC and wait for your ally. Nomad's the one map, I think, where it's probably better for both players to be going knights. I don't think you need a range and a melee because your starting positions are so random. Red just lost a lot of villagers there, down to 26 vills. Obviously with no fish, so it's not an accurate representation of the true vill count, but it's not looking good for USAF here. Belarus is just kind of, you know, running this entire game here. These are Persian knights too, so they do get the attack bonus versus the crossbows. Blue is here with some knights as well. It's way more knights for the Belarusian team. And the crossbows, very slow to respond. The mobility on them just isn't enough. And blue and green could even justify, you see what they're doing right now? They're just killing villagers. They don't even care. They know they've killed like 10 vills from red. Even if he has 40 crossbows, red's not going to get a whole lot done. Because his eco is going to be so far behind. They'll find this other TC up here most likely too. Blue still expanding here. I really love this play. Keep making docks along the shoreline. Not enough players do this. You want to keep your fish efficient as the game goes on. What's going on here? We got USAF versus Belarus A. We're in game number 2. And USAF is really struggling here on Nomad. To be fair, though, Belarus A with the far superior Nomad civs. Malians and Persians. But look at the production here. So much cavalry at a forward siege workshop too. That's another problem with crossbows. Like, crossbows just have so many problems on Nomad. You can't reliably wall your base. You don't have the mobility to get from place to place. You can't even, like, properly defend yourself. One range archers is really strange. I think he thought he would have his fish for a little bit of longer than he did. And I don't think he can really afford anything but one range archers. Look at his gold income right now. He's got 1 on gold somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, she's going back right now. Okay. All right, yellow's signaling the middle of the map, and yellow's coming with 7, 8 knights of his own, but he's going to run into a whole whack of blue military in the middle here. Blue's going to engage, and blue could just keep fighting this to the last man. Just take out all the yellow knights you see. Green's going to do work over here when he's ready.
Sim.
It's super fortunate for red that blue does not see that gold. And blue actually has an outpost foundation here. Buddy is coming out to build. This is the only gold that's really safe for red. I don't think this one's super safe considering green's coming in here. As soon as that goes up, these villagers will get nuked. And this TC is going to get nuked from red too. The knights try to find their way into the gold. Good quick wall there from red. Felt like they went into the series expecting to play and win Nomad. Yeah, well, I mean, players have their favorite maps, right? It looks like these guys are pretty experienced Nomad players, and yeah, they're going to call the GG. Oof. Oof. Let him get the big shot. Let him get the big shot. Come on, soccer. Just let him have it. Let him have it, dude. Ah, come on. If you're going to lose, you got to let your boys have a big shot, you know? Always. I always let them have it. If they know it's over, I'll toss my archers into their mangonel. Sometimes you just got to be a bro. If Red could get to Genoese crossbows, would that have been viable on Nomad? Late game potentially. Not early game though. I mean, a castle is always nice to secure your base, but I think archers and crossbows is almost like 90% of the time. I think it's a mistake on Nomad. I think that's a questionable decision. They just can't do the damage that you need to do, and the starting locations are too random for it to work effectively the majority of the time. Plus, it doesn't help if you lose water really quickly, right? But green, blue, picking the better civs for Nomad. This was their home map, and they made it work. So on to game number 3. Series is tied here. But it's Portuguese. How would they get Genbos? That's a great question. He asked me about Genoese crossbows. I assumed that he was Italians, and I forgot they were Portuguese. That is correct. That is an excellent point. He was Portuguese, so he couldn't get Genoese crossbows, even if he wanted to. Yeah, it would have been a solid pick. Oh, you're talking about... Okay. Tuna, you're talking to someone else. I thought you were talking to me. Alright, units killed. Oladushek. He held on quite nicely against that initial push in Castle Age. And then Villager High, you can see the difference there between the players. Red really struggling being in the middle of the map. I am new. Does Vicious Marauder equal Dave? Yes. Your name is I Am Big Man Baby. I'm glad you found your way to my stream. I am Big Man Baby. I too am also a big man baby sometimes. Any plans to review the update after the set? Of course, dude. Always looking for free content. Of course. Yo, Bunny Warren, thank you for gifting a sub to Big Tuna. Big Tuna. Well, I got to update the score. Wait. Game. Calm down. Everybody calm down. 1-1 is the score. We're going into USAF's home map, which is Ghost Lake. Bunny Warren, thank you for gifting a sub to Soccers as well. Dude. We got both of them in here. We got the celebrity USAF team in here. Damn, son. I don't know how to react. Anyway, USAF has picked Ghost Lake, and it looks like the Belarusians have gone for Teutons, and they've gone for Vietnamese. Meanwhile, USAF has gone for Britons and for Franks. So classic civs from USAF. Classic Age of Kings civs. Britons for the archers, Franks for the cavalry, and then Teutons and Vietnamese for cavalry and archers for the Belarusians. So I wouldn't be surprised to see walls again like we saw the first game into scouts for the cavalry civs, and then walls into archers for the archer civs. It strikes me, I think USAF is more of a meta team. I remember playing Oladushek in the ladder, and he was one of the guys that would actually not ban team islands, not ban mega random, not ban a map like Nomad. So I actually had some decent games against him. Whereas I don't think I've ever met up with Big Tuna or Soccer's Med. Look at those average ratings on the scoreboard. What sort of top level, no expense spared stream is this? Hey man, Silver League, it's no joke, right? All right, so here's the walls for Maladushek. He's going to get walls to that side of his base. It's going to look fine for him. Green, walling up the whole front here, but leaving his gold exposed to range units at the front. He does have 2 back options, though. So that looks really great for him if he can ever get to those. And it looks like he's just going to abandon this for the time being. No kills or deaths yet, so we haven't seen any scouts go down or scouts go into the TC or whatnot. What's going on? What's going on with Green here? Is he just going straight FC? He's going double. Wait a second. Wait a second. Let's go regular speed here. He didn't make a drush, so he's not going drush FC. He's just going naked FC. Still not up to feudal age yet. There's a potential for USAF to punish this if his ally isn't walled yet and they both go to his base. But it looks like Oladushek, if he places a house here, if he walls to the TC, should be in an okay position. He also has 2 back golds, and he's done a good job, actually. You know, they're pretty open, but he's done a good job to wall this side and secure those. Needs to figure out this idle villager, but we never look at those as casters. And finally, Green's up to the next stage. Red is going for double range again, as the Britons. Pretty standard play here. Big Tuna making some walls of his own and making some scouts. And probably won't overinvest in scouts here. The scouts are just to give him time to get the walls down, to get secure, and get on the way to the castle age. He also has, wow, great walling there from Big Tuna. He's got golds and stone in the back. And another stone. And his main gold's going to be in here. His base is going to be, dude, Big Tuna's club is going to be popping here. It's an exclusive thing, you know? It's French. Great move from Blue to lead all these scouts away.
Yeah.
Wow. And Big Tuna, the fish took the bait, kids. He could have gone in here, but instead Blue lured him away with that 1 wounded scout. And now Tuna's going to go meet up with Boo? Don't boo that. That's a good joke. That's a quality fucking joke. That's grade A tuna right there. I could sell that joke at the Japanese fish market. Yeah, that was a bad one. Ooh, they're going to go to the FC player. I don't know about that. Well, actually, if he overforges here, I like it. But he's double walled in most places. And he could just run from here and put some houses to the TC and he'll be perfectly fine. Is he going on stone? Yeah, he's going just FC rat and archers, dude. What a rat. What a rat. SC rat and archers already on the way up. Please, Dave, I only just found your stream. Don't make me leave. Don't be a big man baby. Big man baby. Deal with it. All right? Dude, this is like... This playstyle, like, it's working. Red's made all this military, hasn't done anything in the feudal age. Blue made a bunch of... Or Yellow made a bunch of military, didn't do anything in the feudal age. And now Blue is over here at Red's base. Red did not manage to finish the wall. The only player that didn't manage to finish the wall. And Red loses a villager on the berries. And now Yellow is forced to respond to this. I think Blue isn't really going to find anywhere else to hit. But he can be a pretty big distraction over here for the time being. while he waits for his opponent to get to the castle age. Are you going to call Big Tuna sushi if he doesn't win? Dude, why are you giving away all my jokes? That's a lot of scouts for Big Tuna. And he's going to... Oh my god, dude. He's not sushi, dude. Blue's sushi. Look at this. He just cut him up. Blue lost all his military there for free. Unfortunately for Big Tuna here, the scouts don't mean a whole lot at this stage of the game, and they probably just saw that Green hit the castle age, and now Green is going to drop a castle to try and secure this main gold spot at the front. Red's going to be forced to leave. He's not up to castle age yet, so he won't be able to range these villagers. And Green, like, he had some idle time walling up here, but he's got a super secure base, and he's got a production building that will get him a unit that counters these archers in the castle age. I'd build the castle, though, with more than 3 villagers, because you want to start producing quickly. Like, as soon as you can. And only having 3 villagers on there, that will cost you, like, 4 or 5 Rattan archers in early castle age, which can be super helpful, especially if once Red is on his way up and upgrades these to crossbows, your ally is going to be super exposed. Blue still hasn't clicked up to castle age. He actually made more scouts, which I think his time and resources might have been better invested just doubling down on the walls than making extra scouts, especially after he lost so many in that first engagement. And now he's going to be punished for it. He hasn't walled to the TC, even though these guys are going to get in 100%. He hasn't walled over here. He's not on the way to castle age, and he's getting foraging, dude. And he's producing more. He's just going full feudal scouts. Does he have armor on these? He does have armor. He does have bloodlines. So he can clear this up once he gets enough, but this is going to delay him so long. Nice quick wall there. Doesn't get it down at the lumber camp, however. And 1 villager at least going to go down. Potentially 2. Red not wanting to dive under that TC. Probably wants to get to castle age first to upgrade his units. And Blue still producing scouts in defense. And finally, here they come. Rattan archers. There's only 3 of them for now, but I think those with these scouts is enough to deal with this army. Yellow, however, already in castle age, already getting +2 for his knights, and already producing. Scouts are gonna deal with those archers just fine. We're seeing some frame drops, guys. Look at Roboto scouts are back. Not quite as smooth as you might like, and he's gonna let the Rattans just deal with that. Yeah. Rattans won't take many losses attacking these archers, so just send them over there. He's gonna micro 2 of them? Like, use this one. Get like 2 scouts in front. Do you really need to spend your time microing 2 Rattan archers? He loses 1. He's not going to lose that last one. It's on 2 HP. Let's see what's going on at his base. He has a 2nd TC. Okay. Villager count. He's got an advantage here because he got that 2nd TC up earlier. But Yellow already with 3 of his own. Super smooth Frank build here. Scouts into knights. Red with 41 villagers, and Ladushek actually ahead with 45, but he only just now clicked up. So Red's going to be ahead of him by the time that he hits castle age, and Red is already on 3rd TC. Who is USA A and B team for gold? USA A is Daniel, T90, and Scotty. USA B is... I know USA C is Spring and Joro. I think USA B is like... Is it Influenza and someone else? Or is it... I can't remember. Chat, did you hear that Dave used his clout to make the Nomad tournament take more entries? Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did use my... If I'm going to use my clout to do anything, it's to get more spots on a tournament bracket. I think that's a pretty good clout usage, right? Like, at least I'm not getting some, like, starving artist to make me shit for exposure, you know? Are you really married? No, I'm not married. Yellow, red. Gonna pressure this TC pretty hard here. Green is out of position. Green's not responding to this at all. They can just take out this TC, straight up. Green's gonna push these crossbows back. The problem for the Rat and Archers against these crossbows is that red's gonna have an extra range. So he's going to be 5+2, and the Rattans are only going to be 4+2. So red can just chill one extra tile away and engage against green. Blue with these scouts out in front of red's base. That seems like a pretty good move to me, trying to cut off the reinforcements. Once again, units, the frame rate. Something is wrong with DE. Look at these knights. They're like mini teleporting as they run along. I think it has to do with the uptape, but we'll find out later. And this TC is going to go down. Second castle here for green, though. So he's going to have tons of Rat and Archers now. Green actually escaping with these villagers in advance. Doesn't care about the TC, apparently. All those villagers are on the wood line now. So he's going to save those guys. Guys and girls, sorry. But look at the villager count now. Big Tuna at 73. Soccer's at 68. Believe Me is at 69. But remember, he just lost to TC. So he's going to have struggles keeping up with the rest of the players. And Oladushek, he was ahead when he clicked to the Castle Age. But now he's at 50 villagers when he's in the Castle Age. And he's going for a forced stable. So they're going to flood units. They're going to flood units. Unfortunately for Oladushek, his ally a little bit out of position over here. Yellow taking a decent fight against him. And Rat and Archers don't do too well against Knights. Red clearing up some of the Knights from blue. Knights attacking the Rat and Archers and attacking the Knights from blue as well. And it looks like all the Rat numbers are going to go down here for green, or the majority of them anyway. And blue just doesn't have enough production yet to help out. And red's army is still alive. And here comes another army from red. I can't see a way out here for the Belarusian guys. I think FC Rat and Archers maybe isn't a terrible idea, but you got to rush the castle down. You got to get those numbers out quickly. And then you got to start doing eco damage. Knights from Oladushek taking some decent engagements against the crossbows. But Big Tuna just focusing on the rat numbers. He knows he's ahead in economy. All you need to do is deny that giant rat and mass from getting to like 50, 60, the unstoppable number, and you're gonna be fine. Those sheep. Yeah, the sheep keep getting taken over, and then taken over by the other team, and then stolen again. Trying to find a way in here for Sockers and Big Tuna. I don't think they should go in here. I think you just pressure until the army shows up, and then you take a good engagement. Yeah, you can see the Britain range coming in clutch. You can also see robot crossbows once again. It's like turned into a turn-based game. What is going on, dude? Look at this. I kind of like it. It's just... I know, it's weird. It's like retro. The game isn't slow or anything. It's just the frame rate for some reason. Good micro from Red. Hitting the knights when he's out of range of the Rattans, and then they have to catch up. And then he can turn around and take all of these Rattan archers out. Especially with yellow knights here to back him up. And the big difference here is that Belarus hasn't done any eco damage since they killed one villager. I think Blue killed one villager from Red early in the game. And they haven't done anything since. Just been hanging out at Blue's base. Blue added a force stable for extra production. So he delayed his villager, or his TCs for villager production. And it hasn't really helped him. Like, he's just made enough to stay alive. And now Red's on the way to Imperial Age. So once again, Soccer, playing with the archers, doing pretty good. Just like the first game. Massing them up really nice. Good micro. And then good times up to the next age. Also no vills in Blue's production queue. Yeah, he's got one vill there. He's got 30 farms, but he's still struggling for food. That's what you get when you go for four stables. Finally, Green and Blue going to make their way over to Red's base. Finally. Red's going to have to abandon that gold, but only 535 left. And he has other options, notably this one in the back. Probably needs a castle somewhere over here, or just hang out with your military. And I think he's coming over with yellow now. Yep. And Blue and Green. I think the only way they do damage here to the economy from Red is if Green runs through with these Rattan archers and starts hitting villagers. But if he does that, then Yellow and Red can hop in behind him. Green's going to go through. Red's trying to drop a market and not pulling villagers off stone yet. Those are going to get nuked. But he's in the Imperial Age, and his army is now in his base at the front. Yellow's here as well with knights. Green does have the Rattans inside, but they're going to get cleaned up by the knights and the crossbows. And the knights at the back from Blue are going to getting cleaned up by knights from Yellow. So like I said about 3 minutes ago, I do not see a way forward for the Belarus team. Mistake by Red and Yellow to go to Green. I think it was a mistake for them to go to Green early in the game. They haven't really gone since. I think at the beginning of Feudal Age, I think it was a mistake to go here, but they didn't really know he was just straight up C, right? So they went there to check it out, and then they made the right decision and came back here to Blue and punished him really hard. And there's the castle from Red. He's going to secure all his resources. He has the upgrades now. Yellow's the next player on the way to the Imperial Age. Belarus is about one big fight away from resigning here. Big ball of arbs? Exactly. Wait, there's another Dave? Dave 333667. We had this conversation at the beginning of the stream. There was already a rival. Dude, there was already a rival Dave in chat. There was Dave's Who in chat. And now there's Dave 333? You got me with that yawn? I'm just tired, dude. All right, Blue. What do you do? What do you do, Blue? He does not have enough knights to even clear up the knights from Yellow, let alone the, 70 crossbows. Or, sorry, not crossbows. Arbalists that are on the field from Red. The Rattans aren't going to do anything. The Arbalists are just going to go in. Blue's trying to drop a town center over here. Green's got a foundation for a defensive castle in Blue's base, but that's not going to do anything. And they tap out and call the GG. So USAF taking the third game on their home map of Ghost Lake. Solid play from USAF. I respect the FC strategy for the Rat and Archers, but I think if Green's going to do that, Blue needs to make sure he doesn't take any damage, and he took a whole lot of damage here. Like, he didn't lose that many villagers, but it forced him to go into a second stable. It forced him to get the armor. It forced him to get bloodlines. It forced him to get +1 attack. It forced him to make, like, 10 more scouts in Feudal Age, and his castle time really suffered because of it. And then Green just couldn't do enough with the Rat and Archer mess. I'm Dave. I'm Dave. Okay. Yeah, well played by USAF there. All right, game number 4. We have to appreciate that Green played non-meta though, made a game a bit more interesting. Yeah, I like the idea. I think it can just be implemented a little bit better. All right, so we have Team Islands. Like I said, man, these Belarusian players, water players, they're after my own heart, you know? There's not enough water players anymore. It's all stinky land map players. Update score. Bunny. Thank you. All right, so we got Team Islands here. I hope to see a landing. We've got Japanese for Big Tuna and Byzantines for Soccer's Med. And then on the other side, we have Huns for Oladushek, and we have Malay for Believe Me. Malay is interesting. Huns is interesting. I think in Team Islands 2v2, I think one player should go land and one player should go water. Now, the civs for USAF tell me that they both plan on going water with 2 pretty good water civilizations. I'd love to see one of them land. I'd like to see like the Japanese player land here. Go back dock and land, but it looks like he's going to go forward based on those signals there. Let's speed up a little bit here. Don't you already know who won because of the number of recorded games you have? So what I do when I upload recorded games, and what a lot of other players do, is that they include the like maximum number of games no matter what. Right? So I have 5 games. It could like potentially end 3-1. You just create duplicates of recorded games. So if you see that there's 5 recorded games in the folder, never assume that that one team won because of that, or like that it's immediately going to 5 games. We do stuff to avoid the spoilers that way. Because it doesn't spoil the caster either, even though I know the outcome of this set. Because I, you know, had to get the Rex and everything. If we're talking about like big tournaments, us as casters are never spoiled. If we're sent recorded games, we are never spoiled. The tournament admin will even like, if the recs are in different languages, they'll even switch it up and put like 1 rec from a losing team, 1 rec from a winning team, 1 rec from a losing team, you know? And they'll always have 5 games. The games will have different timestamps on them. That's enough for me. No point staying now if Dave knows the results. Well, come on, man. All right. Yellow's going for 3 docks, so he's going water pressure. It looks like red is going for Feudal Age here, but I do not see a transport yet from him. I do see a transport from the Hun player, though. How many vills are in here? Okay, so he's got 1 villager, 1 scout, and then the scout from green. I don't know if I agree with sending both scouts over. I feel like you need 1 scout on your own island, patrolling back and forth to make sure your opponent doesn't land, but they're going to see what they can do with both of them. on the enemy's island, and blue now has a villager here. Does he have a production building back home? He does not, so he can't make a stable right away. Which seems very strange.
Feeling bad.
What's the plan here, blue? Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh! Okay, red sees the scout from green. Red sees the villager from blue. This landing is not going well for our Belarusian team here. Red's going to engage the villager from blue. Blue is going to try and pick a villager on red's gold. And a bit sloppy there from red to let that villager live. I think it's worth like deleting this house and going out here with the villas and just killing this. This is so important to kill.
Timo, Zachar,
Kills all the momentum from this landing. But
Amr
he's going to
Mindu.
let the villagers stay alive for now, potentially or perhaps waiting for his ally scout to get there. Yellow has not come over yet. I think he's preoccupied by the water battle happening here in the middle. Lots of weak fire ships for him. As green is pressuring pretty hard with the melee, adding a fourth dock, which is very impressive. Nice build from green here. And it looks like green is winning the water fairly convincingly at the moment. Of course, all it takes is a few demo ships to change that completely. Red also going for some fire galleys of his own. He's going to clear up the two from blue that looped around to try and find the fish. And he's going to go forward and run into more fire galleys from blue. I don't know what the plan was with the landing. If blue's going water as well and sent a villager on land, like,
Amr Mindu.
is this all mind games here from blue to like make red think that he was going for a landing? It's very confusing. So we've transferred into a full water game now, and this villager basically means nothing. Red even going with a defensive tower but not finishing it because he wasn't convinced about the pressure. All right, blue's coming over. Demo ship now mixed in with the fires. Red is going to keep producing from these three, so he'll be fine. Won't really be much of a threat, but a great demo there from... Shitty demo there from blue. Pause, champ. Standard Belarusian outpost play, really? And now the villager, how is this villager still alive? Yellow has a scout. Red saw this forever. Don't tell me they're going to lose because of this stupid villager. I think they're too focused on the water battle, and green is pushing yellow back pretty good here. That's really impressive. I would consider Japanese to be slightly ahead of Malay in terms of water civs, but this Malay player is making a case for him. Coming forward with a demo ship now, too, and all those yellow fire galleys clustered up there. Here comes the demo. Could get the villager and the fire galleys if he put it in the right spot, but he doesn't. Gets damage on 2 fire galleys and now surrounds the rest. No demos out from yellow from what I can see. He's not producing any either, just producing fire ships and nothing else. Probably want to mix in a few demos at some point, but I think it's going to be too late pretty soon as green wipes up the entire navy. And blue's doing a good job pressuring red as well. Red's going to get a demo on 1 fire ship. No, he's going to pull it back at the last second. Nice. Ooh. Well, it's red's turn to get maybe not the greatest demos on the planet. Dave just wanted to say, as an NAer, thank you for after work stream. As a teacher at one of the few schools still doing in person, it's appreciated greatly. You're welcome, dude. Well, this is the only time I can stream because I work during the day, so if it works for me, it works for you. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe this fucking villager is still alive. Why is she alive?
Bidding ban.
You can't leave. Like, as soon as you see a sneak villager, your first priority has to be killing that villager at all costs. You cannot just pretend she doesn't exist. Like some sort of, I don't know, malignant disease or something. Like, you gotta deal with it.
Zeker.
Where does the Canadians are afraid of the dark joke come from? Are we? Is that a well-known joke? You need to name her? No. What do I look like? I'm not Tristan. I'm not naming her. I'll tell you what, I will name her. Just for you, Failwall. I'll call her Village I'll call her Landing Villager number 1. Is that good? LV1. Yeah, LV1. We'll call her Liv. LV1 is her code name. Fucking Liv. Oh, looks like Blue killed a villager too. He's gonna find another weak one. Oladushek. In Belarus, Scout kills you. Okay, so green wiped this stuff up. Look at this wall from yellow. Really nervous. They still know that village. At least yellow is concerned. Red doesn't seem concerned at all that this villager is alive. But yellow is concerned. He's walled his entire base. And red's just like, yeah, whatever. You know, she's still there. LV1's still around. And is going to find out exactly how much she's still around. Because knights are now in on his economy. And he's got nothing, man. The woodline is not walled. This woodline's going to get wiped up. Has not realized yet. Too focused on the water battle here to pay any attention to that. The gold is being hit. LV1 putting in work. Her and her friends. Her and her friends are just deadly. Name her Gillager. I don't know. That's so stupid. I don't know why it makes me laugh. I also don't know why Blue's attacking the other side of this palisade when villagers are within range. But he's got a lot to focus on, so we won't look too hard at that. Green has switched onto war galleys now, and yellow trying to counter that. But with this mass now, it's going to be very difficult for him. Does not have careening as of yet either. So doesn't have the pierce armor that you need to really engage against those. And now Blue is coming out with a mangonel. Look how much trouble this one villager caused. I can't say it enough. If you see a villager landing on your area, do not ignore. Like, especially from a civ like Huns. Like, just do not ignore. It's so deadly. As the knight goes out here, the converted knight goes out to kill one of his former friends, Mr. Mangonel. And the villager was repairing, and the knight does not get the Mangonel. It's got to be super frustrating for red. It was so close. Cut off from that woodline, cut off from this woodline. This one will be open soon. There will be some overchops there, and there's 2 exposed golds here as well, which I think Blue is going to make his way towards. Meanwhile, on the other side, yellow trying to replace stocks. I like this. You will need water control in order to push back. And red actually coming over here and killing green's fish. I really like that too. And sending these guys over here. So if they pull a pincer movement, if they're talking to each other, they can kill this entire army from green. But they have to be talking to each other. And I don't think red is, you know, up for talk at the moment. I think he wants to kill all of this military that's hanging out in his base. As red engages solo, Green is probably going to take this out, but he'll be super weak. If yellow came in right now, it'd be really nice for them. They could win water definitively, but red's just going to call it. Yeah, he's under way too much pressure at his own base. JV1 putting in work, or LV1, sorry. LV1, not JV1. I was thinking Gillager again. They can't stop LV1. Yo, nobody can stop LV1. You leave her alive? So, I think you guys know when I think the game was lost. When they left this stupid villager alive. Within line of sight, by the way.
Fine.
With a scout alive, by the way. I think it's just, that's a lack of communication between these two teammates. It's as simple as like, oh, bring your scout over here. We got to find this villager. And then they find it. And then she's dead. And then blue has to transport another one. And it takes time, right? And red can win the water. Potentially see the villager. But like I said before, I don't think USAF is really a water team. Whereas I think Belarus really thrives on water maps, hybrid maps. So not their forte. Oladushek doing work with that villager. 44 kills, and most of them at the expense of red with 54 losses. It was not nice for red. Only getting up to 44 total villagers. Everyone else surpassing 50, and the series is tied here. What will happen on this next episode? Will USAF go through to the next round, or will Belarus A make their country proud? Tuna out of his element on water maps? Yeah. That's a good point. Will Dave remember to update the score? I already did it! You fool! Alright, going into game number 5. This is USAF's final home map, and we're going to see valleys. So they are land players, boys and girls. Always have to add the and girls. Always have to add the and girls. And we see Magyars and Chinese, two very good land civs. And we see Aztecs and Slavs for Believe Me and for Oladushek. So, once again, archers for Chinese most likely. Knights for the Magyars. We got archers for the Aztecs. And then we got knights for the Slavs. So, classic matchup here. I'll speed up through the beginning of this, because we're probably just going to see what we've seen on the other land maps, which is wall into scouts and knights for the cavalry players, and wall into archers for the archer civs. Don't forget the girls. Can't forget the girls, dude. Can't forget them. I mean, I probably can. YouTube tells me that, 0.9% of my audience is women. But I'm there for you. 0.9%. I'm your guy. I'm looking out. I see you. Simp? Yeah, simping. Simping for the 0.9%. Yo, Dave333. Oh, for fuck's sakes, Dave. I'm going to need you to take about 40% off your name. The first part of your name. 40% off. Alright, so we're speeding up here. This is an ugly part of the map for Big Tuna. It's quite an ugly part of the map. We got 2 golds and a stone there. And look, his berries are on a hill and exposed. Luckily for him, his gold is a little bit farther back, but it's going to be hard for him to wall. Meanwhile, blue's gold is forward as well, but easier to wall off this area. And he does have some back options. Green is very exposed. I hate this gold for green. Right on the hill. Right on the cusp of that hill. And his safe gold is way far away. Red also main gold under the hill, but he can wall in front of that. Has some options over here. He's trying to secure his berries currently. What's yellow doing over here with the scout? Not getting killed. It looks like... Okay, green was going to try and come forward here. Green is coming forward.
Igen.
So he's coming forward with the Slavs. And with men-at-arms. Probably going to drop a tower on this gold. Let's see what he's seen. He hasn't even seen anything. He's just seen the wood line. How are you going to forward tower this? You don't even know what's over there. His main goal could be right here for all you know. All right, he's going to see the wood. Potential tower right here. Or is he going to get lucky? Is he going to wander over here? Oh, he's going to try and lock down more than one resource. I like this. So with this outpost, if you want to deny this wood, you can see that all you're denying there is the wood. If you move over here, you have the potential of denying a whole lot more. I don't like this tower. This tower should be like right here. This tower is out of range of this, which is great. But it won't range all of this gold. And it won't range this wood line at all. And it won't get any piece of this stone. If he puts it over here, it's a much more dangerous tower for red. Meanwhile, blue is doing the same thing to yellow, by the way. So their plan here, you know, we can't beat them going archers and scouts. We've already proven that the last 2 times. We really, really struggled against that. Let's go for men-at-arm forward, both of us. That's actually, dude, that's actually pretty hype. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty fucking hype. That's a good strategy. From Ladder Check and from Believe Me. I like that. It takes balls, you know? But sometimes you just got to say, like, we probably won't win playing standard. Let's play something else. All right, here's the second tower here from green, putting it within range of his first tower, which is great, considering that there are archers on the field here from Soccer's men. Still no fletching on those archers, so they're going to struggle to kill villagers and to range from an effective distance that won't get hit by this tower. And Soccer's med is coming out with the villagers. Correct response from him. He's got the military advantage. So green can't push back these archers if they're under the tower. And the tower's not going to be there very longer if red just rushes it down. I think green tossed away his men-at-arms too freely. And didn't send enough villagers forward either. You can't just send 3 vills. You got to send 5, my dude. Blue only sent 3 of his own as well. He's just lucky that that his guy is the scout player. So the scout player has less options to deal with it than the person going archers. Green's still moving around with this villager, but that's going to get cleared up. Great play from red here. And green's going to be forever feudal now. Blue shifting his attack. He did see this defensive tower here from yellow. I'm not sure I agree with that position, but it gives them some time. Gives them some time to do some things. If I were yellow, I would potentially wall right here as well. If you have the tower here, blue can't push this direction. So if you wall here, blue can't really do too much. I think we might see that from him soon. I think he's just going to rely on this to defend. Okay, he's placing another one there. That makes sense. So blue's going to really struggle to find anywhere to do damage. And if he wants to deny this tower, he's going to have to run into the TC. Loses an eagle already. He did add an extra eagle, and he's added some extra range units. But with this tower here, yellow's going to defend against the units attacking this one. And he's going to defend against any push through this little gap. So good defense here from yellow. Blue forced it. Basically only one direction blue could go, and it's this way. Yellow failing the quick wall with the house. Gonna have to retreat. But he should have some scouts around, right? What happened to his scouts? Scouts? I thought I saw scouts. Am I? There's 0 military. Just died to a spearman? Was it only 1? Did he not make extra ones? Interesting. I like this. 1 villager leading the entire army away. But still, blue's in here. So blue has done some hefty damage. Okay. Blue's done some serious damage to yellow. Yellow's entire economy is idle here. Yellow's going to lose more villagers. The big tuna. What did we say earlier? Big tuna's looking like sushi right now. He's getting cut up. He's getting cut up, boys. This is so much damage. What is happening? I thought with the second tower here it'd be fine. But I think the correct option against this was just a simple house wall to the TC. Like right here. That way blue's military never gets in. I don't even think you need this. But it's always better to say things in hindsight. There's a scout finally from yellow. He's cut off from the wood line. He's cut off from his gold. He's cut off from the stone. And here comes red to bail out his ally. I was wondering how yellow gets out of this. Yellow gets out of this because red is here to help him out. Cleans up those couple archers. Gonna clean up this last eagle. And gonna push back any military that's remaining here for blue. Red is also on the way to Castle Age. He's in a fantastic position right now. 42 villagers for him. Believe me, only sitting at 38. Does have Slav farms, and he's added... He had a double stable scouts? Why? Oh boy, I was really hoping we wouldn't get to this. Yo, big tuna. Everyone's died to a fucking forward, man. Trush, I feel like Trush is like the easiest thing as a caster to say like, oh, all he needs to do is not panic and make a wall behind here and he's fine, and then it doesn't happen, right? But like, of course the easiest thing to do is not panic, but it's so hard to not panic against that kind of stuff. That's why I feel like I do really well against trust strategies on my controller account. Because most of the time I just don't even care. So I'm just like, I can kind of sit back and say like, oh, this is what I need to do without any of the other emotions going on. Also, I do well against them because the players aren't as good as the ones that might be trusting me on my main, but... Yeah, but Tuna, that's why you have a teammate, dude. That's why you have a god tier teammate over here that did exactly the right thing. Made his archers, came forward with the villagers. Like if you had continued making scouts there, you had the farming eco, right? If you had continued making scouts, then I think you're fine when he comes up here, because then you can just engage with all your villagers, and you have the scouts as well. And speaking of engaging, Red's looking for an engagement at Green's base, and he's idled like 50% of his farms. It's a matter of your Slavs if you're not even on half of your farms here. And Green is still Green is going in on the scouts. Like, this is a dangerous amount of scouts, even for crossbows. This is getting to like a scary number of scouts. He's got 18. No, wait, there was a zebra in there. He's got 17 scouts fully upgraded. Like, even for crossbows, this is trouble. If they catch him in the open, though. And Green's not patrolling in. Green's just kind of sitting there looking at him. He should have been getting in front of him if he really wanted to take this engagement. One crossbow goes down. A ton of scouts go down. And yeah, he's just following after them. If you're engaging like this against range units, send half your force in front. Don't just chase. Send half your force in front of it. The scouts would have done so much better if he just engaged in a different way. And he was still producing them. One just came out. He's still making them. Is that a third state? What? Dude, what? I'm all for full feudal scouts, but... What? Don't boost soccer's ego even more? Tuna. Okay, Tuna. Listen. Okay? If soccer's having an ego problem, alright, what I need you to do is I need you to go back in the VOD, and I need you to go to the Nomad game, okay? That'll help with the ego problem. If that doesn't help, I'm gonna need you to go a little bit farther forward in the VOD and go to the Team Islands game. That one might help as well, if he's having an ego problem. Green's still making scouts! He's still making scouts, dude. He's all in. I can see like the committee meeting here, you know, the boardroom at Belarus. They're like, ah, yeah, we're probably gonna pick Valley. It's like, oh, damn, Valley. We're no good on land maps. We're trash on land maps. We can't do land maps. And then the one guy's like, believe me, says, I've got a plan. Picture it. Slavs. 3 stables. 30-minute feudal. Scouts. Everyone bought in. Oladushek bought in. He bought in. The Expos are The Expos are dead. Where are the Expos? They're dying to scouts, dude. They're what? Wait a second. We didn't focus on Oladushek's point of view of this boardroom meeting. He's like, all right, I see it. Scouts. This is what I'm going to do. Aztec. Forward. All spearmen. 32-minute castle time. Into Eagles. It's going to be fucking hype. Man, he's defending here. He's got a ton of barracks. He just lost one of them. He's got three. What are these towers? Why are they back here? Where are the spearmen? Oh, they're dead. Okay. Let's get a scout update. Here they come. Red's on the way to Imperial Age. Green. Going up to Castle. Let's go. They've degenerated full potato. Dude, I like this though. This is super entertaining. I appreciate the effort so much from Belarus here. They went for different strategies. And they doubled down on it as Blue loses all of his villagers. And we didn't see a GG there, but I'm sure they typed it after the game. Probably pretty frustrating for them, especially for Green, who's, you know, forward got countered so effectively from Red here. And Blue, probably really frustrating from Oladushek, because he did so much damage to Big Tuna here. He did so much damage, and he couldn't capitalize on it because Red was over here at his base. And his buddy was, you know, going 3 stable scouts. So, no, actually, not even just 3 stable scouts. Forward men-at-arms into lose your forward villagers into 3 stable scouts. Imagine if those were the new Turk scouts would clean the expo pretty easy. Oh, I gotta look at the patch notes, boys. But after I summarize this, USAF pulling through, really good team on land maps. Belarus A giving it all they had, taking the 2. They took Nomad, they took Team Islands, where they looked like the superior squad on both those games, like convincingly superior. So they have the experience on those types of maps. They just, they couldn't bring it through against USAF, who looked, far superior on these more standard maps. So good effort from both teams, and USAF goes through to the next round. I'll be cheering for you boys. I hope it's as close as this series was. Yeah, Red killed quite a few scouts there. Quite a few. We're gonna update the score, for posterity's sake. I'm just laughing at how much Dave is enjoying this. Man, this elo has a larger variety of gameplay than pros. Yeah, I like this elo level. I do. I don't like it too far below this. Probably you get me 300 points below this, and you start noticing a lot of errors and stuff in villager idle time and in builds and whatnot. But at this level, you don't so much notice the error in builds or idle time. You're noticing the error in decision making, which I think is fun, right? Because it can result in a lot of wacky strategies and a lot of crazy results without, having the super clear blunders that you see at a level that's far below this.